you able to hear that okay?
Yeah, that was really, really nice there. There's two things though. When you're playing the higher chords up here, if my guitar was in tune, it'd sound nice, but when you're playing these ones, what you can do is actually kind of flatten your index finger a little. A little bit. Okay, so. You hear that?
Yeah, I mean I hear it, but I'm not quite sure how to play it.
Alright, so I got my hand here, and I'm just going to flatten my index finger.
Are you sharing video, by the way?
I'm sharing the screen here. Do you see it?
Oh, yeah, I mean I see the tab on the screen.
Oh, I'm not sharing my video, no. I'm just kind of describing what this means, but if you just listen to it, so here's the normal chord. That's the one when you're supposed to be strumming.
Okay, yeah.
Now, every so often, there's a little thing that you do which you can squeeze both. You notice I have it tabbed out here where it says like you could play that one right there on that string, or you could play the two on that string, depending on which one you're doing. You just flatten the index finger.
Gotcha. Okay, 2, 4.
Alright, so listen very carefully where those would come in. You'd only strum it like 1 or maybe 2 times. Kind of like that. On the last strum, you could strum it once or twice there. Yeah, so pretty good there.
Maybe on the last upstroke, maybe just that one time.
Yeah, although it's a little hard to get it there. But yeah.
Yeah.
That's good right there, yeah. The last stroke or the last two, depending, switch it up a little bit, right? And then, the final thing is that when we go back to the first chord, well, you don't necessarily have to, like, get all your fingers down into place first, because as long as you get 3, the ones on the 2, and you kind of follow up with the pinky, you just want to get there slightly faster to help you with the rhythm.
Gotcha, okay.
Alright, so let's try it along with the song there, and just kind of, that's pretty good right there, man. Pretty on point.
All right, let me get the song queued up here. Okay. Let me give my amp a little bit more volume here. All right. All right, here we go. All right.
Alright. So that was actually really good throughout the chords, but again, that transition between the last chord and the first chord wasn't so good, so let's just practice that.
Yeah, sure.
This is so out of tune. Well, it's because my computer, or my guitar's like lying against like the chair, you know, and then it just like falls off the chair,
sure.
and then just smashes everything. Like, what the heck, man? 1 second. All right, there we go. All right, 2 mini strums there. All right, so if we're gonna practice the last one. Okay, can we let's practice some permutations.
Yeah. Okay.
So like we'll start with this chord is totally fine. First one's really easy, but this chord, let's play basically the last 2 fingers, pinky and ring. We're gonna use those 2 to play the second chord, and only those 2. So we're gonna skip out on the first 2 fingers. We got this, and then this. If we could switch between those. You can play the first. You can play the first finger on the first chord. The first chord's gonna be normal.
Oh, okay.
When you get to the second chord, though, you're only gonna play the last 2 fingers.
Oh, okay. I see.
The last 2 fingers on that one.
Oh.
The hard ones.
Oh, I see what you mean. So that
part, yeah.
Gotcha.
Alright, so let's try the second bit of permutation, which is middle and ring, I guess. Yeah.
No pinky, or put the pinky in?
No pinky. Now, by the way, do you notice when I do this, I have a consistent rhythm that I'm following? I'm noticing that when you're switching between the chords, you're not trying to stay with a rhythm. You're strumming the rhythm, that's fine. But when you switch, that timing of when you're switching, you kind of want that consistent, you know? So if you listen here, it's just like... And here's what I know if I'm doing it wrong, if I didn't get that rhythm. Then I know I need to go slower and keep practicing. Which are the fingers that we're using? We're using the middle ring, right?
Yeah, middle and ring.
Okay.
But I think I was getting my middle to the D string, not the A string. So
all right. Wait a minute. It should be on the D string. The middle's supposed to be on the D string, and the ring's supposed to be on the first string.
Oh, okay. I was definitely playing that flip-flopped with my ring and or index and middle finger then, so I'll have to correct that.
Hmm.
No.
Okay, so the rhythm's definitely getting a little bit better there. So you sort of see when like I'm anticipating when that rhythm's gonna happen, and if it happens, it's good. So it happens pretty often. Sometimes it's a little bit delayed though, and when it is delayed, that's the only mistake that we can really sort of like gauge here. Because if you, well, anyway, let's go to the next part here. So it's gonna be index, and ring now. So index and ring. All right. Index and ring.
Index and ring. Oh, sorry. Got it.
Index and pinky now. That pinky's in a weird spot.
Yeah.
Now let's add in the middle and the pinky. And now we're gonna switch this to one strum, so it's more like this here now. First chord, second chord, first chord, second chord. We're gonna now try adding pinky, ring, and then middle into this, okay? So we got 3 fingers now.
Pinky, ring, middle.
Pinky, ring, and middle. So no index finger. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna up, swap, hover, and hold first, and then down together. Because the key here is getting your fingers down together, and the only way to do that is to hover and hold first above the chord, and then down together. So it might take a little bit longer to do this, but it's essentially a D chord.
Yep.
Let's see if we get this here. Alright, so we want to hover and hold above the chord before we even touch the strings.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to... Okay. Okay.
And then you want to go down. Yeah, okay, so we switch chords now. And do the same thing, you just hover and hold, and then down. Alright, and just to affirm that we're not touching those strings before you play before you put any fingers down, you make the chord shape above the strings just to sort of confirm that that's exactly what's happening there. I'm not sure because I can't really see the perception here.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're making the chord shapes above the strings and then coming down?
Yeah, I will now here. Okay, so that was not the right chord. Here we go. Oops.
It still kind of looks like those fingers are kind of coming down one at a time. Is it not right? Are you keeping them in the air?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Okay. Yeah, the reason why I'm getting in about it is well, it's the most critical step here, and and pretty much every student tends to get this wrong until I repeat it several times, and they realize, oh, like I'm not actually supposed to touch the strings.
Right.
But I just can't see the perception, so I can't really affirm that with my eyes. You just have to keep telling me. Yeah. I'm not touching the strings.
I mean, I feel like I'm hovering, but I can't.
There's
I
just like
can't
about
keep the
a
chord shape.
yeah. So okay, so let's practice just doing the hover and hold without anything. Just the fingers and hold them there above the strings with
Okay.
that D shape. Let's add in the index finger now. And now you get this four strings just above the four fingers above the strings. It's about a centimeter above, right?
Yep.
You're just
Yeah,
holding
I'm
the
not
shape.
touching anything.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay, so let's do some bunny hops here off of this. Now, bunny hops just means that you're gonna bounce up and down off those strings, but you're not gonna squeeze, okay? And you're gonna try to keep your hands somewhat you're gonna try to get the fingers to somewhat move together. You know how like you can move each finger sort of individually, but if you sort of keep them as a group, it's gonna keep that shape nice and firm. And then we're gonna hover and hold again, and
Yep.
then we're gonna do more bunny hops, and then hover and hold again. And now we could do some chews. So chew, chew. That's an upstroke on a 0. Chew. When you come down, you got all four fingers down, right? Chew.
Oh, so no, don't hold the chord on the upstroke.
Yeah, so you're just gonna hover and hold on the upstroke. Your fingers are above the strings. You're upstroking on 0s, and then you're gonna get your fingers down and strum. Now, when your fingers come down, they've got to come down They've got to come down together, right?
Yeah, that. So my middle finger keeps coming down and missing the string, and I have to
Right, and
correct
it
it.
shouldn't
So
be, and the only reason it is doing that is because you're going too slow, and or you're not, or sorry, you're going too fast when you're coming down. You're just moving your fingers too fast down, or you're not hovering and holding enough first. When you hover and hold, and then you inch your way down, there's no possible way you could possibly get your fingers in the wrong spot because you're inching your way down and making sure that they're all moving together, right? Okay, you're not gonna let that formation like go away. You're gonna force it to stay there, and you're gonna move as slow as possible to make sure that it doesn't get out of that position, right?
right.
Okay, so upstroke, and we get in the hover and hold position first, and if you want to, we can even go back to 3 fingers. We'll cut out the index finger, and we'll just focus on those last 3. So you just look at the hover and hold it, upstroke, and come down together, slowly. Okay, let's try it again here. It's getting better, right? Can we chew this chord a few times like this? To me, this D chord is now starting to become really easy. It wasn't at first, but now I can chew it pretty well. Okay, a little slower though. Alright, starting to get a little better, right? And now, of course, I'm an idiot because that's not actually the right shape. It's not a D chord. It's more than a D. The ring finger, the middle finger is supposed to get up 1, so slightly different shape. It's actually kind of the same anyway, so. And now let's add in the index finger.
Yeah, I throw the index finger in, and then my ring finger doesn't want to hit that E string anymore.
Yeah,
So try it
I have the
slower
same
here.
issue. Exactly, trying it slower and just hovering and holding above a little bit first. And make sure when you come up, your fingers are going to be relaxed, because we tend to tense up, and so if you just relax the fingers a bit, you're gonna have an easier chance. You see how much time I'm spending in between chords? Down, up, getting repositioned. Down, up, getting in position now. Down, up. and relaxing my hand down, up. I'm taking that time to just untense my hand, just like, I notice my fingers are like sort of still tense from squeezing, so I try to just relax that and go back to sort of a more relaxed state, and then come down again.
Right.
Wow, it's starting to get nice and easy to play this chord now.
A little bit. It's still a weird one for me, but that's okay.
Wow, this is the first time I've been able to do this without having to, like, put one finger down at a time. It's like landing perfectly. Cool. Have we discussed how to change chords yet and stuff? Like chord changing strategies?
No, but I mean, I've done a lot of that kind of stuff on my own.
Okay, but there's some really important things though, because these chord changing strategies, I notice nobody actually does these things. So the first thing is you have to land on all fours. Obviously, the second thing is the feather touch. Did you notice how sometimes when we did bunny hops, we didn't squeeze? This is an extremely important thing that everyone sort of skips out on. You ever practice with a feather touch?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, so that's very important, right? Do you know why we want to practice with a feather touch?
Just so we're not like, well, I mean, on the electric guitar, if you squeeze way too hard, then you're gonna like put the strings out of sync anyway, or out of tone. And then your hand won't cramp up if you're not. I mean, you don't have to use that much force on an electric guitar to make the string ring out. So.
All right, yeah, I mean it's kind of just more of the more of two reasons. First one, if you're doing it while squeezing, your mind's going to be distracted by the squeezing. Right, and then the second part is kind of just these exercises here. So you're aware of the finger permutations exercise?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the one we sort of used at first, right? And
yep.
then, have you ever practiced like that before, though?
Yes, I have practiced that. Yep.
Nice, awesome. Okay, so that one's pretty good. The bunny hops, how about that one?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, so that one's really important. That's why we use the feather touch. Okay, in order to do these bunny hops, all right, when we want to use that in combination with the finger permutations, that's the one that we did at the very beginning where I just had you bounce up and down on the shape. Instead of squeezing it and trying to like play, you're just bouncing up and down with your fingers on that little position, and you're just coming up a little tiny bit, little tiny bunny hops, quick and fast bunny hops. You know what I mean?
Got it. Yep.
Okay. Now the next one is the hover and hold. That's the like a really important strategy there. Have you ever done that one before?
Yeah, I have done that one before, just like with when I was first learning some of the like open chords,
okay.
like just hover over it and then maybe like take your fingers away and then hover back over it, take your fingers away just to kind of.
You actually hovered without actually playing the chord? Like you hovered over it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I would even like, switch, like so I'd hover a C chord and then switch to a
You'd
G
switch.
chord.
So how did you figure that? How did you figure that out?
I mean, I just looked at some stuff online about chord changing, and when I was kind of self-teaching, it was like, yeah, I looked up the two finger, starting with the simple permutation of the chords with two fingers, and then switching to the full chord.
Okay,
some of the other.
Yeah, that's kind of like this, but the finger permutations really can be like anything, right? You're just essentially instead of doing the small chord shapes, you're trying to, because that's a little different. That's sort of the beginner chords. The finger permutations is any time you have combinations of fingers, you can just cut out one of them in order to, but whatever. So the hover and hold thing, was one of the tips that you sort of saw online?
Yeah. Mm-hmm,
okay. Nice. Very good. Yeah. So these are really important strategies. And how about the achu? Probably right. This one's really simple. Like everyone uses that one.
Yeah. I've used that one before too.
Awesome. Okay, so it's essentially these two, the feather touch and the bunny hops, that are kind of new, and those are really powerful strategies. And without those two, I mean, it's going to be really hard to get these. Like, these are all necessary because they all work on something specific. All right. So let's go ahead and try the second part, the second dogs. All right. This one's kind of fun because, well, here's more stuff to it. So we start with our E minor, and we head into this E minor 9 thing.
Okay. Weird chord.
Try that. 1, 2, just like the first chord that we were working with there, and then just getting the ring finger up there is index, middle, and ring. Got the finger there on the wrong string.
Oh, I see. 2, 3.
Let's do a little bit of bunny hops right there, just kind of on that chord. It's this diagonal thing. Up and down faster than that, though. And no squeezing, right? Really fast, no squeezing. Up, hop, 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 hop. Faster, faster, faster. Can you go faster? A little bit faster without squeezing?
It's about as fast as I can get, I think, for now.
Okay, yeah, can you do 2 fingers? How fast can you do with 2 fingers? The first 2. Without squeezing, right? It seems
just tapping the strings.
It seems to be a little bit slow there with the fingers. I'm pretty sure you can go faster than that.
I don't think I can if I'm just tapping the strings and coming on.
Yeah, how fast do you type? Because my fingers are going up like I can go like that fast, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I can type very fast, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess my button mashing skills haven't translated to my left hand.
Oh, maybe it's literally just the speed of your left hand. Okay. How about with one finger? How fast can you go up and down on a string with one finger? It's also possible that the video is just not sending all the frames through, and I'm seeing you only go like a really slow amount, and that because I hear it going like, but I don't see the finger doing that. So funny.
Yeah, it could be dropping frames. I mean, if I had a metronome, like what metronome speed would you think I could probably do if I were just bunny hopping?
If I'm just bunny hopping on this chord, I want to go. Bam, 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 bam. That's how fast I want to go. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just bunny hopping up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, just like that.
Yeah, I think I'm going about that fast. They must be dropping frames or something
because when I see it in the video, it's going like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh yeah, that's not right at all.
Okay, that's not right. Okay, that's what I was saying. I'm like, it's got to be dropping frames here because I heard.
No, trust me, I am going much faster.
Okay, yeah, because I was hearing the sound. I was like, I'm like, that doesn't sound like that speed. So it's got to be the frames. Okay, man. Sorry about that, dude. Sometimes it's just a little weird. But yeah, so that was really good. That's how you bunny hop. You just go really fast. You don't squeeze, and then your fingers are just like all moving in unison. You see how they're not like breaking. They're not coming too far off the fretboard. They're just up, down, really fast. And now you're good. Okay, so from the E to that chord, and you only strum in this once on the E. Let's try to do the hover and hold strategy when you get to that chord.
Yeah.
So just hover and hold and then bring it down slowly. There we go. One more strum on that. Listen here. Listen for a bit. Right? Which fingers are you using for the E minor chord? Index and middle, right? For the E minor? Not that one there.
Oh,
the normal one.
Index and middle. Oh, yeah. Index and middle? Sorry, I was using these two.
Yeah. Remember to hover and hold when you get to that position there? Watch the index. Yeah. Bam. Double strum?
Oh, double strum.
Alright, we're gonna do next chords, C and D. Normal D here. I'm just gonna make this a normal D because it's a little bit excessive on that. Alright, the last chord is gonna be this B plus thing, which you know, it's a little bit how do we do this? Because that sounds good, but I kind of like that too. I'm debating whether this 4 should be included in this chord. And I don't think it should. I think it's just 2-5. Jesus. What the hell? And then this is a typo because these are supposed to be 4s, not 5s, but, you know.
Oh, okay.
Thank God I have this little punch in the numbers thing here so that way.
Right.
It's been kind of very difficult to edit these tabs after I made them. And of course, as soon as I make one change on like one student's book, well, no one else's book gets that change, so I gotta do it all over again. Alright, that's too good. There you go.
What's the strum on that chord there on the E minor 9?
It's just a double strum. Let's do the other chords too, though.
Okay.
C and D. Simple there.
Is it just a single strum on the C and then the double on the D, kind of like the E and E?
Yeah, because it's like this exactly the same chord progression there. Okay. Or same strumming. And then the B plus and the B. Try to hit just those 2 strings there. Those two notes are really important to hit. If we miss that 5, if we miss that 2, if we get any other sounds in there, it's going to be very difficult to hear that chord.
Gotcha.
They have extra instruments in the song helping you get that sound out of there, but it's a very subtle difference between that 5 and that 4. And if there's any other noise in there, it's going to be difficult to tell.
Oops.
And we go straight to the 4/4 there. Yeah, see, in that one there, I didn't hear the 5 as much. It was still there, but it was very light. You want to try to get that 5. You hear when I play this? Yeah. Much better there. Okay, from there.
Okay.
Easy.
What was that one more time?
Index finger here. I think you just use the index the whole time, right?
Oh.
Go ahead and see why not. You gotta move that index finger down to the 2 on that last one.
Yep. Got it.
Maybe the middle finger might be a little... Either one.
Oops, almost got it. Oh, it's a 2 on the E string. Damn it. Okay.
There we go. We're going to want to switch that from the B plus to the B there, and then continue, so... And end on that E minor.
Oops, almost had it.
And the next chord. Quick, right with that. Because that one is kind of also included in there as well, if you think about it. It's coming fast enough that we might as well throw that one in the mix as well, that E to the next E. And that's going to be where we sort of stop there and we go back to our beginning of that little phrase and try it again from the B. And end on that E minor 9. If we do that, then you got that transition is going to be really smooth.
End on the E minor 9 or end
exactly,
on the E minor?
End on the E minor 9. If you could do that, the transition is going to be smooth from the B plus all the way through to the beginning.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, let's make sure if we do that, we're gonna go a little bit slower because that one was a little too fast.
Sure.
All right. You want to try to play it with the song?
Yeah, we can give it a try.
Yeah. And then just try to remember that E minor, the regular one, is with the index middle. It's gonna give you a better time in this particular
Yeah.
situation. Because the thing is, like this E minor, you could play it with multiple different ways. I mean, it's kind of a very versatile chord. These open chords, you can sort of flip fingers around and do weird things, and it's okay. So you might have learned the E minor this way, but you could also play it this way, and you could also play it this way. So there's like a bunch of different ways that you can. One finger, these fingers, and these fingers. 3 ways, I suppose. Not
yeah. Yeah.
Although I've even played it
middle and ring, so.
Right. I've also played it with the middle finger, just barring the middle. Why? So I could hit the F on the first string with the index.
Oh, the power chord.
You know, like the one song? In order to get that from the 0 to the F, the only way that I could play that in time was to have the middle finger on the E. Right, in order to play that middle finger, then you put the first two together, you get that F chord, and you pull it off. Anyway, let's try this with the song here. Let's see how it goes.
Okay. Let me listen to it for a second and see how fast it is here.
Yeah. It's probably going to be pretty quick.
Okay, it's actually not that fast, so we'll see how it goes at normal speed here.
All right.
Just a second here. All right, I'm starting from the beginning again here on this one.
There aren't like 2 random notes in there, right?
What's that now?
There weren't like 2 random notes in there, right?
On the recording?
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like there's a couple of extra notes during the transitions between the E minor and E minor 9, and then the C and the D.
Okay, never mind.
All right, so Okay. Yeah, I got to work on the D to the B plus.
You want to practice that just a little bit? Should be alright.
Yeah. I struggle at this part of the neck using my index finger. Like I feel like my elbow is like grinding into my ribs and I'm like hunched over, like my wrist isn't flexible enough to like turn.
Is your guitar on your left knee?
It's been on my right. I can put it on my left though.
Might help a little.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to try the recording one more time here and see if I can get that transition.
Yeah.
All right, so it doesn't play the, what is it, the D to B plus, or it doesn't play the C to D 3 times through. That's only 2 times through in the recording.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. It's really cool how you guys are realizing yourself like what some of these mistakes that you're making are because you're listening to the track and playing along and stuff. Whereas before, like students would sort of learn like the songs slightly off with the rhythm, and then I'd have to they'd learn it like that. So then, you know.
Yeah. No, I get it, but yeah, I think I think I can work on this one. I think I can get this one pretty good.
Can we try this one more time?
Yeah, sure. You want to do the recording again?
Yeah.
All right, let me restart here. Okay.
I want to give you a good score here on this.
Yeah. Yeah, not getting a good score on that one, but
here, why don't we give it a 7 to an 8? It would basically be reasonable for that 7.5 essentially. You almost got this. If you had played that and you'd gone into the second rep and maybe done this again, we would have gotten an 8 there. But that little sort of thing, they're just switching between. You've seen like we've taken this section. We're pretty good at this, so. You're pretty good at figuring out like how to memorize stuff.
Yeah, I do okay. I mean, again, these are just like weird chords that I've never seen before, so it's more a matter of just like I'll keep doing the bunny hop thing and the hover and hold so
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
can
those
like get my
strategies.
remember.
Exactly. These
But I was
memorization strategies.
screwing up the C to D, and that's usually an easy one, so I'll have to.
Yeah. I mean, it's more of just I don't know. I get this stuff wrong all the time, right? When I do these recordings, like I pretty much have to play this perfectly all the way through. I mean, I can kind of cut it off halfway, but you know, it's
Yeah.
kind of annoying because I have to do the takes like a million times. I'm trying to work on the flood solo, you know, the Pantera flood solo, so that I can get that
Oh
recorded for you
yeah.
guys. But honestly, like the timing on that is bizarre, dude, and it's just so
Oh,
hard
I
for me to
bet.
get that. And yeah, so anyways, now I would suggest, you know, instead of giving you sort of the next level here, let's just kind of, you know, for homework, you can kind of go back and see if you want to you fill in this stuff. What you could do is just in your own guitar tracker, if you look on the left side here, is you can
Yeah.
download this thing here on your computer and sort of go back and maybe fill some of these things out just for homework. And next time we'll move forward on to the next couple of things here. Yeah, just to
Yeah,
kind
that
of
sounds
review
good.
a little bit, you know, just because there's a lot of stuff here, and I'm wondering if you might be able to fill out some of these scores so that we can populate the data here on this side. And keep in mind that I can't, like, we're gonna have two separate ones. This is one on my computer, then one that you'll have to download and sort of edit yourself on your computer. Then compare it to me, and we'll make sure that we're sort of on the same page. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sounds good.
Awesome. All right, man. So that was really cool, Fletcher.
All right.
All right, man. I'll see
That's
you around,
good.
partner.
Yeah, see you next time. Take it easy.
Cool. Peace.